Welcome to Diva's Two Cents, where we take complicated matters and we break them down for the masses. Every week for the past couple of weeks, I, Diva Mejias, has come to you with different generational wealth building ideas and interviewing very astute people that can explain to you how you can build generational wealth. Well, today is no different. Today I have a young lady who is just an expert at what she does. I'm going to bring her on, but she's going to talk to you about real estate. And you know, for the past several years, I talk about building passive income and how you can bring in generational wealth through that passive income, because that income comes in whether or not you're even awake. You could be sleeping and those rental income can come in. But she's got a special program that she created. And this is why I brought her on, because I want you, our viewers, to understand that real estate can bring you to different directions. So without much more, I'm going to introduce to you Gina Todero. Gina from Success 100 Realty. How are you, my friend?
Hi, Diva. I'm doing well.
Good, good. Well, I've been telling my audience for the past couple of years how real estate is the best way to build generational wealth. And who better than an expert to come in, right? What can I tell you? I'm happy that you're here. Thank you so much. I do want you to tell me a little bit about yourself so people could get to know you. And more importantly, Gina, why did you choose real estate as your profession?
Okay. Well, um, I am happily married to a blue collar plumber. He's works with the Plumbers Local 16 here in Omaha. We have three very talented daughters, born and raised here in Nebraska. And I've been in the real estate business for about 25 years. Here's the generational wealth thing. I am actually third generation realtor in my family. So it was kind of expected for me to kind of go into it. It's something that I always kind of followed my grandmother around going, oh, I want to do this too when I get older. Um, so really, my story began with my grandmother. Theda Parton, she was a waitress in South Omaha until she was about 40. She waited till her last kid graduated from high school. That she told my grandfather, who was a bricklayer at the time, and that was his profession, that she had always wanted to live in one of those houses that displayed his like custom handiwork, so to speak. So she set out to get her real estate license, and in 1974, when it was still, a very much a male-dominated business, I mean, she did really well. Worked really hard. I remember as a small child, riding along with her to showings, handing out her business cards, um, talking on her car phone. We had those things that, the car phones that were attached to the actual car themselves. That was like late 70s, early 80s. So I grew up, got my real estate license in 2000, and my grandmother treated me no different than anybody else that was working for her. No handouts, no special treatments. We were really expected to make our own way. My grandmother's motto is pretty much every hardworking American should be able to own their own home, no matter what, no matter the size. Um, she worked with a lot of very hardworking blue collar folks in the South Omaha and Bellevue area. And she also worked with a lot of immigrants that required sometimes family members to translate. She had such a passion for helping other people. And there were very few others in the industry at the time that really had the patience to work through these, obstacles to aid people in, achieving the American dream of homeownership. My grandmother was the original owner of Success 100 Real Estate. She established that in 1984. So she got her license in 74, was able to open up her own real estate office in 1984 with a couple other partners that she had. Um, she closed the business in 2006. She was looking to slow down, retire. She asked if I was interested in taking over the business, but at the time I had a daughter with some medical issues. We were getting ready for radiation, and I had a toddler at home as well. And I just knew it wasn't a good time for me to take such a big step, a lot of responsibility. And I felt raising my young children at the time needed to be my main focus. So I sold real estate more on a part-time as needed basis so that I could be there for my children, especially my daughter that had some special needs. So at the time, but my grandmother, she passed away in 2011, and along with her, my aunt, my mother, they've since retired. They really instilled in me a really strong work ethic on firsthand knowledge, compassion, customer-centered way, and that's really what helped shape me as a broker today.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
so-
And you are a broker. You are a broker, so not only an agent. Now, as for those of you that don't know, I had a pleasure of being, everybody knows that I am also a realtor, and I've had a pleasure to be with Century 21, and Gina was with Century 21 for a while as well. So I personally learned a lot from you, Gina, so I thank you. But let me ask you this. With so many realtors out there, what differentiates you from the others? Why would someone call Gina instead of Susie Q or whoever? Talk to me.
Well, I am not money or commissioned focused. I'm not in business really honestly to get rich. I or try to rack up a bunch of sales, or brag about how many houses I've sold. Um, Nor do I need to be a part of a brokerage that hands out awards every week or month or year just to validate my self-worth as a professional in the business. I really love working with people, people with various types of personalities, even incomes, getting to know my clients, their kids, their family. Um, it gives me great joy to work with people, and getting to know my clients really on a personal level, and help put those pieces of the puzzle together for their benefit, not my bottom line. Even if it means talking them out of um, buying or selling at the time, I want what's best for my client. Many of my clients have heard me say over and over again, that I'll talk you out of more houses and I'll talk you into them. And if I wouldn't put my mother or my daughter in it, I wouldn't put you in it unless you're buying it for an investment property and you know exactly what my opinion is, or whether you wanted it or not. That's kind of how I flow with that. But I also feel I have a very good eye for catching things that a lot of buyers don't. Other agents and even some seasoned inspectors, I've caught things that they haven't. Kind of being immersed in a family of blue collar tradesmen, I feel I've learned a lot to spot some of the areas that are, maybe a huge concern. And I'd advise my buyers, kind of the potential costs, the, before they're investing their funds, really whether we're going to break this down in writing to put it in the contracts, I want to make sure that they know the funds that they're going to have to put in to make some of those repairs. And if they don't have, the funds to do that, then we need to make the offer contingent, upon those issues.
Yeah, yeah. But I know firsthand, ladies and gentlemen. I know I've been there with Gina, where she has actually told either a buyer or a seller, and I've seen it both ways. You don't want to get involved in this deal. And not too many realtors do that because they're always thinking about, oh, I'm going to lose my commission if I say that or if I do that. Now, I know for firsthand that you love first-time home buyers. So if you're a first-time home buyer out there, listen to this. So, Gina, why do you like first-time home buyers? in terms of, especially because that's how they start generational wealth. So what do you like about first-time home buyers?
Well, first of all, I love the education process of it, even the tough ones. While other, agents, they may go running, with the hard ones. I take on those hard clients like head on. It's a great honor to be a part of that challenge and to help clients, overcome those situations. I work closely with one of the best lenders, in the industry. They have access to like generous grants. They have a vast knowledge of ways to assist buyers with, various types of loans and approvals. Um, it gives me such great joy to watch, to be a part of helping guide first time home buyers through this process. You know, it may take a year or more, if they've got bad credit, to work with credit scores, pay down some debt, meet some requirements for pre-approval. Um, they know I'm here for them, for the long haul. And there's no better feeling than handing my buyers the keys, who against all odds, we have never tried before. And they trusted me to navigate them, to closing.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, if you're looking to start generational wealth, okay, just think about this. You're paying rent to somebody else. You are fulfilling somebody else's dream. Why not fulfill your own? Get into the first, I mean, just get into your first home, start building that equity there. And then eventually, I mean, you can start on to different other things, investing and all that other good stuff in real estate. But Gina brings something special to the audience today. She created a program, a rebate program. Gina, can you explain to us about this program that you developed to help these buyers, especially in this tight economy that we're in? Talk to us about that program and what it means to you.
Well, after working with various rebate programs over the years as a preferred agent with different brokerages, I noticed there were a lot of programs that were geared towards military, first responders, teachers. Even AARP has like a program, but nothing that specifically that was designed to give back and honor the hardworking men and women in our blue collared or skilled trades fields. So I came up with a program that does just that. It's called Bluecollar Home Dollars. And being the wife of a blue collar tradesman in the plumbing field, and being the daughter, granddaughter, great granddaughter, even a niece of a skilled tradesman, I wanted to develop a program that gives back to those that are in the industry, build the homes that we live in, the businesses, the infrastructure, but also maintain our way of life from, the factory workers, the truckers, carpenters, electricians, you name it. I also do include military and first responders in my blue collar program as well. And so these rewards, they come from in the form of like either like a free home warranty that could cover like your HVAC system, some light electrical and plumbing, like service one, different things like that, 210 home warranty. But if approved by all parties and negotiated in the purchase agreement, I can give cash back up to $1,000 at closing. This can help with, a few repairs, paint, flooring, putting, cash back in their pocket so they can have that for like an emergency fund. And even sellers can take advantage of the program. It's not just for buyers, where I give perks and special discounts for on listing commissions, if they want to sell their home.
I got you. But where do these dollars come from? I mean, you're saying there's a rebate program. So for you first-time home buyers out there, and even sellers, okay, that want to sell to a first-time home buyer, gotta wonder where's the money gonna come from then? Is it you split your commission? I mean, or where does it come from?
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad you asked that question, because this is a question I get asked too when people say, well, where does the money come from? The program is funded by each individual home purchase. It's conditional upon the disclosure and approval of all parties to the transaction. Of course, money comes directly from the buyer or seller's agent commission that's earned on the sale. So when you buy a home using the Bluecollar Home Dollars program, the agent and the brokerage has committed to honoring, these hardworking clients in these fields by giving back a portion of their commission.
Okay.
Fund it. Yes. Um, I also have just kicked in adding a small donation of each of my commissions to programs that will help educate skilled tradesmen in those programs for men and women. And it's very important to me that we support the young people in joining these fields, as the average tradesman is really, I think 50 years old. I think I looked it up the other day. It was 50. They said some areas between 50 and 55. So if the average tradesperson in the field in skilled trade is 50, we are going to be in desperate need of people to join these trades. With too many young people, wanting to be a social media influencer, video game developer, social software engineer, I should say. Um, we may be in real crisis really in the next 20 years, when there are very few skilled tradespeople to build our homes and businesses and, maintain the roads. So,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I happened to a couple of years ago, I had the honor of being on the Metropolitan Community College's foundation board, and the tradesmen. I mean, they do electrician, home, HVAC. They were talking about that many, many years ago. And if you're saying that the average tradesperson now is about 55 years old, oh my goodness, there's such an opportunity for those kids because college is not for everyone. It really isn't for everyone. So we really have to be cognizant of that. And in today's environment where it costs so much to buy a home, um, it's best that we start educating these kids that, hey, if you're not going to go to college, do something. I mean, I know everybody knows the story of what I did with one of my grandkids who wanted to take a break from college. Right now, he's a realtor and he's thriving. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. I am so glad that you put this program together for those of you that are interested in this program. What did you say the name of the program is, and how do they get a hold of you?
it's called Bluecollar Home Dollars. And you can actually, there's just a website you can go to. It's www.bluecollarhomedollars.com. Or you can go to my Success 100 Realty website, and there is a page on there too. They can also call me. My phone number is 402-210-GINA. So makes it really easy to remember. So yeah, they can reach out that way, find out more about the program. And the program that I have is based on trying to give back to the blue collar trades, and those that are in that industry, because I feel that a lot of people that work in some of those industries, they may think, what, am I going to have enough money to buy a house? Or there's kind of some stereotypical where people think, oh, I went to college and I can buy a house. And some people just think, oh, well, my credit's not that great. Maybe I can't buy a house. You don't know until you try. You really just need to make the call and say, hey, what do I need to do? And I work with lenders who will pull your credit and, walk you through, hey, if you can pay up this, that, whatever, this will bring your credit score up. You'll be ready to go in 6 months. With a lot of the negotiations that we do, as far as purchase agreement, when they find a house that they want, is I try to work with the seller to give back as well in the form of, buyer commissions, or concessions, I should say, seller concessions, where the seller is giving back some so the buyer can have that to use towards closing costs, their prepays, which would be like your homeowner's insurance, the first 8 months of taxes. Because, if you're escrowing taxes and in Nebraska, the taxes are a little bit high, that could be a huge chunk of money.
That's
So I really try to negotiate those in.
absolutely. Well, thank you. Now, is there something, last bit of advice that you want to leave our audience here before we transition?
Well, I'm it's a very small home-based brokerage. Really, it's just my mission to keep costs low and for my seller, buyers and sellers, and, put a little money back in their pocket. People work so hard, to keep our country running. It's just very important to me that we give back. I'm also looking for agents who are just as passionate about about helping people as much as I am, and who may want to join me here at Success 100.
Now, is this just state specific though? Is this just for Nebraska, or can anybody?
No, it's nationwide. Now, there are certain states that their real estate commissions do not allow rebates. Iowa does not allow rebates of any kind. Agent can't kick back a home warranty. There's no rebate program for that either.
Okay.
So I've kind of looked at the different states that at the time would allow that rebate program, and I did put some of those on the website because it shows certain states, but no, it's nationwide. So if I have a somebody who sees this, or sees I have a little sticker on the back of my car that has the website and everything, if they see it when I'm out traveling, they can look up in their state, is this a program that I can do as well? And, and give them a call. We find an agent that's willing to work with them, and hopefully they can, get all parties to agree and get a little money back in their pocket.
Hey, Main Street out there, Main Street America, take a listen. Thank you so much, Gina. I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining us so that we could take this little complicated matter and break it down to the masses, okay? Thank you. Appreciate it. And your information will be in the comments below so that anybody can touch base with you. And if there are any questions, write them down and we'll make sure that we answer them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Diva. Have a good day.